Hi everybody, it's me. Did you forget me? I apparently have not done a blog since Thanksgiving, according to my assistant Heather. And I can only say I'm sorry. And also it's been a long winter, family, teenage son, vacations, holidays, and voila. Almost 8 months have gone by. So I have a lot to catch up on, a lot that I want to share, and some acting tips, as I am wont to do, and I will leave you with an interesting thought that was brought to my attention recently. I'll start off with the journeying to Washington, D.C. for the Correspondence Dinner. Michael and I, my husband, and I went to Washington for the Correspondence Dinner as part of House of Cards, Netflix, and that show and Scandal, and there's another political show. We're very famous there, apparently. And so it was an amazing thing to be ushered into the wasp's nest of Washington. In this, it's not really a wasp nest, but basically they see each other all the time and we're fresh meat. But what was amazing for me was to be amongst these high-powered media moguls and politicos and have conversations with people that I truly never thought that I would speak to. It was very humbling. Never thought I'd sit and have drinks with some of them. Mostly because I disagreed with their politics. But what happened, and it was so amazing, what I learned was that they're people and they have interests and good hearts and deep feelings. Not that we got into anything too deep necessarily, but it was just very humbling. That's all I can say. To actually be face to face with certain people that I probably would yell at them if I saw them on television, but didn't in person. So I don't know, it was heartening in some ways and very humbling. And it also felt inspiring because I feel that with the connections that I'm able to make because of House of Cards and a certain celebrity that I'm enjoying because of that, that I will be able to connect to political movers and shakers to talk about my favorite subject, which is women and the equality of women in our political system, in our workforce, women and girls. And that leads me to the next thing that I just came back from with my assistant Heather, called the Lilly Awards. And now I have to get my notes because I can't just sort of riff on this because I have to make sure that I say the right people's names. So here are my notes for you because I've been gone so long. So the Lilly Awards were started by Marcia Norman. She's a wonderful playwright. She wrote Getting Out, which I did at Northwestern, and it's an amazing, wonderful play. Teresa Rebeck, who is also a playwright in her own right and wrote Smash, I don't know if it's still on. It's not still on, she's saying no. And Julia Jordan. And our friend Susan Rose, who I co-produced Motherhood Out Loud. That's something else I was doing while I wasn't blogging at the Berkshire Theater Festival, which is where I am right now. I'm in the green room, which Heather and I spearheaded to remodel. Maybe we'll throw on a picture of what it used to look like. I think we asked everyone to maybe give a donation to this, and we worked very hard. Heather worked extremely hard to bring this beautiful green room up to speed for the Berkshire Theater Festival, and we brought Motherhood Out Loud to the Berkshire Theater Festival for WHAM Theater and for the Women Festival of Women Writers in the Berkshires, the Berkshire Festival of Women Writers. So Susan Rose is part of the Lilly Awards and invited us to go. And the Lilly Awards were created for women in theater in the world of entertainment and theater in New York, because they felt that women, not only do they get short shrift in the work department, they get short shrift in the awards department. So, as women will do, you make lemonade out of lemons. And that's what these three gals did, and hence the Lilly Awards. And you can go to their website, which you'll see in just right below where I'm speaking, thelillyawards.org. The winners this year, among others, were Joyce Katay, who is a long-standing agent, wonderful woman, and Kristen Anderson Lopez, who is one of the lyricists and composers from the hit song from Frozen. Joanna Day, a wonderful, wonderful actress who I had the honor of working with in How I Learned to Drive when I took over from Mary Louise Parker. Name dropping, name dropping. Kelly O'Hara, Mary Mitchell Campbell, Dominique Morisseau, and Winnie Holtzman. Winnie Holtzman was just fabulous and made us cry. And what I want to share with you that she told us and had us do was close our eyes, and she spoke to the creative spirit within all of us, and that it's okay to be afraid. You're not alone, and just take that step. It was just a beautiful meditation that we all did during this award ceremony. When's the last time you saw that at an award ceremony? And what struck me about all of the women when they spoke was that they spoke very deeply and with gratitude to their mothers and to the women whose shoulders they stood upon, their ancestors. And unlike other awards, they were allowed to speak from their heart and speak as long as they liked, which is a woman's prerogative. And that's sort of how the award ceremony went, which was fabulous. It was very, very feminine in that it had a certain structure, but at one point they changed their minds and they did something else, and they called someone else on and someone else up, and everyone just went with the flow. So it had a lot of humor and a lot of spontaneity, which I associate with some of the delicious qualities of being female. And so it was really, really wonderful. What I'm up to now is I am producing a show at this moment that is called The Heroine's Journey by Amber Chand. She teaches a workshop with that title, and she turned 60 and decided that she wanted to do something that scared her to death, and so she wrote a one-woman show. And she did. And she did it. And it's wonderful. So she and I are working on that together, and I have big plans, which I will share with you as they move forward. She was the owner of a company called the Peace Coalition, the Peace Collection. Now she does the Prosperity Candle, and we'll probably flash her website. She's a wonderful woman, and I'm very blessed to be her producer. So I'm doing that. So now, those are the things that I've been up to, not the least of which is this green room. And we did this green room because we wanted it to reflect something that I think is important, that you can think about in your life. How do your surroundings reflect how you feel about yourself and how you want to feel cherished and cared for in your environment? And this room reflects my love of actors, my love of the people who come together to make the magic on stage and off for actors, the electricians, designers, costume, wardrobe folks, everybody who gets together to make a wonderful show. And they can come here and they can feel loved because it's warm, it's inviting, and it's comfortable. So I'm very proud of what we did, because we said we were going to do it, and we did it. And great thanks to Heather and some other dear friends, my friend Hope and Cody and
Doreen.
Lindsay. And who?
Doreen.
And Doreen, who is a wonderful hair person. Doreen provided the paint.
Amanda.
We love you, Doreen. What?
Amanda.
And Michael, my husband.
And Amanda.
And Amanda, who helped paint. So many hands make for easy work. But truly the most hands were Heather's. So now I wanted to talk a little bit about 3 things that I think are very important in acting when you are creating a character, you're doing a scene. And I may be repeating myself, but I'm going to anyway. So the 3 things that I want to talk about are action, subtext, and stakes. And I think I have talked about subtext. I may have talked about all 3, but I'm going to talk about them again. And if I have, we can edit it out. But action. What do you want? What do you want from the person that you're acting with, your scene partner? When you're doing a monologue, what is it that you want? What do you want to accomplish? What do you want to get? When you have an action, it keeps things moving. The subtext would be what you're thinking when you're speaking. So, for example, when you say, I want some pizza, and what you're really thinking is, I want to go home with you, that might inform how you say that you want pizza. If, when you say, I want pizza, you just are starving, you just really want pizza, then you're going to say, I want pizza, because you're starving. If you don't like the person that you're talking to, and you're saying, I want pizza, but you're thinking, I hate your guts, then that's going to inform how you say, I want pizza. So it might be, we call it the subtext game. That might be fun for you to play with your friends. And see if they get what your subtext is. They have to guess your subtext. Guess my subtext. The stakes. That has to do with the level at which what you're saying, how important it is, what you're saying, which the other 2 inform, the action and the subtext. If, for example, your action is that you need to free yourself of a difficult situation, the subtext is, I've got to get out of here, and the stakes are, I could lose my life. How you say, I want pizza, will be informed by all of those things. I'm telling you, it's true. Heather's laughing, but it's true. So, action. What is it you want? Subtext. What are you thinking while you're saying what you're saying? Is it the direct opposite of what you're saying? I love you. Maybe what you're thinking is, I hate you and I just need to say this to get out of the room. Or you really do love them. And then the stakes. Saying I love you when someone is about to die, you would have a different intention behind that. So stakes give a power and an energy to a monologue or to a scene. So those are my acting thoughts for today. And what I want to leave you with is something that was shared with us at the Lilly Awards that Gloria Steinem said. And I want you to think about this in terms of the women in your life. And that is, women are not ranked. We are linked. We get ranked in our media, in our magazines, on television, politically. But if we start the culture of linking with one another, and it's happening, this is a movement that is happening, then we join together. And when you're linked, you're stronger, you're safer, and you can get a lot done. So think about the important women in your life, and even the women that you don't know very well, and perhaps make a conscious effort to link instead of rank in your mind and in your heart. So it's great to talk with you again today. Thanks for your patience, and if you didn't feel patient, I totally understand, because it's been a long time. And I promise you it won't be 8 months again, because I'll get whipped with a wet noodle 50 times, I can tell. Thanks so much. Bye.